Yo, what's up, guys? Joel Hoffman here, coming to you straight from the underground. Underground motivation, lifting people from rock bottom. You want to know a trick to have a bulletproof mentality? A trick to where nobody can touch you, where you're absolutely unbreakable? And the trick is in a movie, a very popular movie about 8 Mile, about the rapper Eminem. And it's whenever he's on stage and it's in the main event, he's battle rapping this dude, right? And what he does is, before the guy gets to say his part, his whole part is about attacking himself. He's like, yeah, bro, I live with my mom straight from the trailer. Yeah, your boy fucked my girl. Yeah, my homie's an idiot, shot himself in the leg. He put out all his self out there on the streets to where everybody could see it. And whenever he got done, there was nothing else that dude could say about him, because he put all of his weaknesses, all of his insecurities, and all of his vulnerabilities, he admitted them right there in front of everybody. And obviously, by being on that stage and doing what he was doing, that was his way of overcoming that. So what happens is, and I actually got that from one of my good friends, Andrew Stillwell. I was explaining to him how we have to take off our ego and expose our vulnerabilities and our weaknesses in order to be bulletproof and have this bulletproof mindset in order to truly change. And then that way, nobody can truly hurt you. So during my process, one of the best things I learned from my mentor is how to remove this ego and what this ego was. And man, I remember somebody told me once, his name, what's up, Matthew Barnes, you might watch this. He told me, he's like, you're the most egotistical motherfucker I ever met in my life. But at the time, I was doing pretty good, and I was like, hey, I had a reason to be ego, and I lived off that ego. But what would happen is whenever somebody would attack my vulnerabilities or my weaknesses that I wasn't working on or that I didn't admit myself, I would get really offended, and I would take it really personal, and it would hurt me. And so what happens is whenever I started exposing myself, whenever I started putting myself in the fire, and I started wondering, or I started seeing where those weaknesses and where those vulnerabilities are, then nobody can fuck with me, right? Nobody can touch me anymore. Like right now, to this day, I speak knowing that I have weaknesses, knowing that, I'm not perfect. I'm not all the way where I'm supposed to be yet, that I'm not probably the best speaker that I should be, or maybe not the best person that I should be in general. There's always room for improvement. So what I do is when I expose those vulnerabilities and those weaknesses to myself every single day, nobody else can fuck with me. Nobody else. You can't touch me. No matter what anybody else says about me, I know what the truth is because I work on my weaknesses. I got a list wrote down, guys. If you guys want to know my weaknesses, I'm not a morning person. I'm making this video in the morning right now, but typically I'm not a morning person. When I wake up, I sometimes I have an attitude. Sometimes I have bad dreams from the past. Sometimes I wake up in a fucking jail cell or smelling pissy urinals, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So you guys might experience that too. You might not be a morning person, but I admit that, and that's a weakness of mine, and I'm working on it. Sometimes I have a problem controlling my impulses. Sometimes I have a short temper. I get easily agitated. So those are things I work on. I recognize them, man. Like I have a problem, not a problem, but one of my things I have to do is work on not being so hard on myself. Like I'm hard on myself, but like knowing that I'm doing everything I can to accomplish my goals. So at the end of the day, and change myself and strengthen those weaknesses. So at the end of the day, as long as I worked on those weaknesses and I went back in my mind and I redefined things, I made apologies for the things I did wrong, and I set myself straight, I put myself back on the path, that I'm not going to stay in that past mistake where I made those mistakes earlier that day or whenever it was, because it's not going to do me any good. As long as I learn from them and I strengthen those weaknesses, that way I don't make the same mistake again, then I just put myself in the fire and I'm beating that slag out and I'm making myself even harder. So don't be scared to show your cards. I know in the book Art of War, it's like keep your cards close, right? Don't let people know about your weaknesses. But whenever you expose your weaknesses to yourself and you're not scared about them, you're not scared to admit them, then nobody else can hurt you, man. They can't fuck with you. They can call you any name in the world. You're like, yeah, bro, so what? You either know that you are or you ain't. And if you are and you're working on them, man, God bless the day whenever you finally change, whenever all that stuff changes and people are telling you, hey, you're not like that anymore. That's amazing. That's one thing that helps me whenever people see me in a situation that maybe the old me would have blew up and freaked out. And I'm like, oh, no, I got it. I'm going to handle this. And they're like, wait, that's a different Joel there. That's a different guy high. And that's what it's all about. So if you really want to change people around you, like you want all this change to happen, that's one thing that I realized. Like I seen a lot of fucked up things going on in the world, and it really hurt me deep. And I wanted to change so many things, but it's like I don't have billions of dollars to run for president or the background or the education, whatever. But at least if I hope that I can change myself, because that's all we control, then I can inspire other people around me to change. And maybe they say, hey, if that son of a bitch can do it, then maybe I could do it too, right? So all I am, guys, I'm just a crazy motherfucker trying to change the world, man. My weaknesses, like I see people like Eric Thomas, he's like, dude, I don't even drink coffee. Got coffee right here, man. I drink coffee. Like there's certain people been through the military, all these badass speakers, Goggins, Jocko, they've been through all these crazy boot camps and did all this shit, been to war, all this stuff, man. I haven't did that. So I have my own special story. I can't let what they do, you know, be my weakness. I have my own special story, right? So I can't let the things that I feel like are my weaknesses be something that's going to hold me back. And you have to do it too. You have your own special story of where you might see somebody else that might be 10 times better than you in an area, but you have your own special story that whenever you change and you work on yourself, you will make an impact on those people around you. So if you want to change the world, guys, and you want everything around you to change, then expose your vulnerabilities, expose your weaknesses, actively work on strengthening them every single day. Apologize for your mistakes, correct them, don't make the same thing again. And when you truly start changing, the world around you will start changing. I promise you, I've seen it through myself. It's kind of scary to see this stuff happening. It's like, whoa, man, is this stuff is really real. So I'm telling you, expose your weaknesses and work on them. Don't be scared of them. And whenever you do, you'll have a bulletproof mentality and nobody can fuck with you. And then after that, you just put one foot in front of the other and keep working. You keep chiseling away at creating the person that you want to be and be the best version of yourself and go out and be the baddest motherfucker you can be. It's okay to have weaknesses. It's okay to have vulnerabilities. Let's start working on them. Let's start being human and not be perfect, but be excellence. You deserve to be excellent. You're not a mediocre person. If you're watching my videos and following me, you're putting in fucking effort right now. You put in 7 minutes right now. You just put in effort. You're working on yourself. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be weak because you're actively putting in work. For somebody to fuck with you after you expose your vulnerabilities and you're actively working on them is same thing as fucking with a person that's overweight in the gym. You just don't do it. Keep working. Don't fucking give up and go be the best version of yourself that you could be. Go fucking make it happen.